What is up, you guys? Welcome to another video. Oh my gosh, it has been so long since I've done a video. Life has been lifing. I've been enjoying life, but this video has been a long time coming. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. I feel like this video is helpful. Really quick, if you are new here, hi, my name is Marissa Linnell, and on this channel we talk a lot about just life. We do talk a lot about motherhood and parenthood. We also talk a lot about personal development and femininity as well, because that's just who I am to my core. But right now I am in my motherhood season, and it's new and it's fun, it's exciting, and there's a lot of information that I have. I feel like it's really helpful. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I consumed a lot of content, especially on YouTube. I watched hundreds of registry videos and baby product videos and things like that, just to know what I needed, just to get an idea, right? And so I told myself, once I had my daughter and I started going through this journey of motherhood, I was going to be doing videos to help others, because I was extremely grateful that there were some great videos out there to help me along my motherhood journey. And there still is, right? Even though I'm a year and a half into this thing, there's still a lot of information out there that I still do consume. So I hope to be as helpful to others as others were helpful to me. As you can tell by today's title, we're talking about baby items that I did not buy, popular items, mainstream items, whatever you want to say, items that I just did not buy. A few little hot takes in there, and whether or not I regret it or not. So let's just get into the video. I don't want this to be too long, so let's talk about it. So the first item, and it's a big item. It's an item that is talked about so much everywhere. Okay, if you are consuming any type of content, you are going to hear this item, and that is the Hatch machine. I did not register, buy, I did not get the Hatch machine, okay? Now, I know so many people, especially nowadays, swear by the Hatch machine. They like the nightlight Hatch machine. They like the on-the-go Hatch machine. I literally went without it. Okay, this is something that I did think about a lot, especially when I was creating my registry. It was literally all the rage, and you couldn't watch not one video without someone mentioning the Hatch machine and how great it was. I ultimately went against it, and the reason why is because I understand the pros of it, but for me, a con of having a Hatch machine would be something that was dependent. I did not want my daughter to be dependent on any type of noise or anything to have to go to sleep. I mean, I already knew she was going to be, dependent on her parents, whether, were rocking her or being next to her, just as babies are. But that was just one more thing that she would have to be codependent on, or she would grow up to be codependent on. And I just did not want that for her. I didn't want it for us. And we have been completely fine without it. I have absolutely no regrets, especially when babies are so young. Like, we are teaching them how, like, things to depend on, right? Whether that's parenting, whether that's a pacifier, whether that's blankie, anything like that. We are teaching them to be dependent on things. And so I had a friend who was babysitting her niece, and she said her niece would not go to sleep without this Hatch machine. And that's all I need to hear. That was a horror story for me. I didn't want my daughter to be difficult, whether we traveled somewhere and I didn't have the Hatch machine, I forgot the Hatch machine, or anything like that. I just didn't want to make her life any more complicated than I needed to. So ultimately, I went against the Hatch machine, and I have absolutely no regrets. None. I do have friends that are parents who swear by it, and that is amazing. It works for them and their family. But those are the personal reasons why I went against wanting a Hatch machine. Another popular baby product on my list that I did not get or register for is a bottle washer. Now, these are newer items, they're newer age items, and I understand the appeal of it. And I did think about it a lot. I went back and forth with it a lot. I actually did add a bottle washer to my registry, but then I took it off, added again, took it off. I went back and forth on this a lot. And ultimately I did not get the bottle washer. And I don't have any regrets, but I did breastfeed. I breastfed for 16 months, and I really think that the bottle washer would have been useful for at least the pumping products. Those pumping products are ridiculous. There's so many pieces. I think maybe the bottle washer would have been extremely helpful for that. If I went back, I probably would get some sort of bottle washer, but mainly for the pumping parts. If you plan on pumping, I think that is a good idea to have some sort of washing device for your pump parts because it does get tedious. Okay, next item on my list is a wipe warmer. When I was younger, I really thought I was going to want a wipe warmer. I had a friend who had a baby very young, like in our early 20s. That was the gift I got her. I got her a wipe warmer, and I thought I was just gonna be like the best auntie. I'm like, this is so cool. And I'm like, when I have a kid, I'm going to get a wipe warmer. I think it's so special, so important, so necessary. No, I did not get the wipe warmer. Okay, I did not register for one. Kind of like the Hatch machine, I did not want my daughter to be dependent on warm wipes. Though I do love the idea of warm wipes, like who wouldn't? However, I again did not want her to become dependent on wipes having to be warm in order for her to be comfortable. And so that was another thing that I did go without. And she's been completely fine. That's something I definitely do not regret. I would never add one to my registry. I would never gift another wipe warmer. I just wouldn't think about it. It's just not something for me. Okay, next is a pack and play. Okay. I mean, I feel like it's a popular product because, like, when you think of babies, you automatically kind of think of pack and play. They've been around for so long. They're not new or mainstream. They've been around for so freaking long. I did not register for a pack and play. One, because I felt like it wasn't necessary. Obviously, we have a crib here. We had a bassinet. We had all these other things. I feel like a pack and play wasn't necessary. And then I know a lot of people use it for like travel moments and things like that. It's such a bulky item, number one. Number two, it just takes up so much space. So I was like, I don't need it. I truly do not need a pack and play. They're ugly. They're not aesthetically pleasing. I was like, I do not need a pack and play. However, though I did not register for one, I did not ask for one, I did not want one, my mother-in-law gifted us one. Yeah, she did. And you know, sometimes just how the cookie crumbles, right? Like, we were thankful for it. My honey's like, bless his heart, he was like, I can have her take it back and, get something else. And I was like, no, that's rude. Number one, we're going to keep it and we'll find a use for it. And so we did. Once she started like kind of moving around, kind of crawling, more being like a little bit more mobile, we did pop up the pack and play into the living room and kind of kept her contained in there. But it worked out for a few months, I would say. Again, it still was very bulky, so it took majority of my living room and I freaking hated it, but we did find use for it. And then as soon as we were out of that stage, I literally gifted it to somebody else. All that to say, I do not regret putting it on my registry because we could have done without. It's just, I don't think it's really necessary. And they're really ugly. I wish somebody would make like really aesthetically pleasing pack and plays. They are so ugly. They don't go with anything. They're so bulky. They're just, I don't know. They're so old school, right? But whatever. And the last thing on my list of popular products that I did not get or register for is a diaper pail, like a diaper genie type of thing. So I did not register for this. I went back and forth with this, like the bottle washer. I added to my registry, took it off. Added to my registry, took it off. I went back and forth a lot with this, and ultimately I went against it. They've been around for a long time, right? So they're not new. They are just a staple. When you think of babies, you automatically think of like a diaper genie type thing, right? The reason why we went against it, or what the reason why I went against it, is because I don't like the idea of just diapers just accumulating in a pail. Now I know there's pails and there's bags for these pails that are supposed to keep all the smells in and et cetera, but I just feel like it can only trap so much, you know what I mean? So I feel like there would still be some sort of stench somewhere, somehow. And anytime you maybe open the lid or whatever, it just wasn't appeasing to me. So it's something that I absolutely do not regret putting on my registry. However, what I will say is, if we were in a position or in an area that did not have our own trash cans, maybe living in an apartment that had like a dumpster system versus your own individual trash bin, I probably would have registered for a diaper genie. But since we each have our own trash bins, trash cans are easily accessible, we just take out the dirty diapers right then and there. Like, we have diaper baggies that are scented diaper baggies that I got off of Amazon, and I've talked about them in other videos. Anytime she goes number two, I put that diaper in a baggie and we just take it to the trash can outside like immediately. But again, it's close, it's accessible to us. Now if it was a situation to where the dumpster was on the other side of the community, yeah, I probably would have got a diaper genie. Does that make sense? I hope this video was helpful in any way, shape, or form. If it was, please be sure to put this emoji in the comments below. I just want to see if you guys are locking into this type of content. Those are just a few items that are pretty popular, items that I did not register for or ask for or buy, and whether I regretted them or not. Please let me know if there are any items that you are wondering about, teeter-tottering with, going back and forth with, and you're trying to figure out if you actually need them or not. Please let me know in the comments below, because I would love to be able to help you. Maybe I have had experience with the item that you are going back and forth with, and if I haven't, I will let you know what I've heard of. I have done an extensive amount of research on all these things, so I think I have a little bit of knowledge going forward on things that even if I didn't use and or buy. If you like this type of content, I do have a lot of other mommyhood content, especially registry help on my page. I'll link the playlist below in the description. I hope you guys are out there enjoying this era. Do not stress about these baby products. Like, at the end of the day, you will get everything that you absolutely need, okay? And honestly, babies don't need much. They don't. You don't either. You don't. But it's nice to have. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. I really appreciate you guys for being here. And until next time, switches.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry.